FTP. Welcome back, BG Nation. It is week 8, FE8, and we are back home for the holidays. Joanne, are you hyped for the holidays?
I'm hyped. I was more hyped the first time we did this. This is actually take 2. We were recording last night, or started around maybe 1 We started around 1 a.m.
Very late.
Recording.
Yeah.
Turns out, camera. We don't know how to use the camera. We're missing Producer J out here, truly. We do got Producer G, though, so quick shout out to Producer G
in the back.
Yeah, but we could not use any of that content, so we had to restart. We finished around 4 a.m. We were not finishing that out at 4 a.m. last night, so here we are. So this might be out a little bit late. We might be a little bit behind on the scores we talked about. We got about halfway through, but let's get it going. I'm excited.
I'm very excited for this as well, Joanne. I know we already said shout out Gumbo in the back. Shout out Producer G, helping us with the camera work and production. I know you wanted to shout out another.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So shout out Mr. Rodney French, Hot Rod, member of our gym, and he's actually listened to every single episode 2 times all the way through. 2 times, not just 1. 2 times. So if y'all are matching his freak, truly, then y'all need to be matching that. Honestly, that is maybe the biggest FTP in my opinion. Exactly. He listens to all of it.
I was about to say, honestly, we need that kind of dedication all over the FTP podcast from our fan point of view. Shout out Hot Rod, he said. His name's Hot Rod.
Hot Rod, Rodney.
Shout out Hot Rod for sure.
And honestly, and like he said, if you're not listening, we don't want you here. Truly, we need dedicated fans. Y'all are the base of the foundation of our fan base. Eventually, we'll obviously have millions of followers one day.
Hopefully.
But right now, y'all are the loyal, dedicated viewers. We need y'all to be tuning in every week and sharing as much as you can. I'm begging at this point. Truly,
I'm begging, bro. Honestly, I kind of feel you on that. Definitely foundation-wise, y'all are the foundation. We're not begging.
I'm begging.
That might be a good clip. Clip farming W. But
yeah,
we can definitely get another shout out. Shout out my mom. Well, actually, shout out my little sister. Yesterday we did use the camera. Unfortunately, we are not, videographers. We don't really know much about the entire field. A lot of respect for them. They know their craft. Shout out Producer Jay and them. But we weren't able to really get that camera working. Right now, we are using my little sister's iPad. Shout out Annalise. I know you might do another shout out. Possibly.
Yeah, shout out my mom. Again, shout out Roy's mom.
For sure.
She really cleared the way. Honestly, it was on us to figure it out. We did not
execute.
It was honestly unusable. It was just too blurry, ever so slightly too blurry to use. But still, shout out your mom. Shout out my mom. This is the second night in a row where we've kicked her out of the living room, unfortunately. But big ups.
Yep.
This home field advantage, we can be as loud as we want. Well, not as loud. I don't want to disrupt her that much.
Of course,
we're on our timing. Kind of do whatever we want. Home field advantage. Welcome home.
No, for sure. Shout out Joanne's mom for letting us use this space. And yeah, very glad to be home for the break. Holidays coming up. But yeah, we can definitely get into our next segment, POS of the week. I believe we had
Wanna do it?
I don't exactly remember. Oh yeah, Joanne's dog Bandit is possible POS of the week for biting our producer Gumbo in the hand and leaving a mark.
Yeah, drawing blood, honestly.
Drawing blood, yeah.
I said last time he cannot be POS of the week, truly, because that is his job. That is his job to protect his territory. He doesn't know.
Let me see that.
He doesn't know you. Is it healing up? Show us.
Honestly, yeah.
It's healing up.
That's an interesting bite. I can't lie, dude.
You might.
What do y'all got to say to that?
Show the cam.
Show the cam if you can. It's probably gonna be hard to see, but just flash it. It's hard to see, but that's a mark. And by the way, Bandit does not have his shots.
He doesn't believe in vaccinations. Truly, he's anti-vax. At the end of the day,
He's
anti-vax. I mean, you didn't have to spill his political beliefs type deal.
There you go.
He didn't have to spill his political beliefs. But no. Honestly, truly, he's a guard dog. So if he doesn't know someone, I want him to bite them. I don't want just any random person able to come in and fadoodle around in my house.
Of course.
So that's his job. He did his job well. Unfortunately, I was at Producer G's expense, but he ain't no POS, in my opinion.
Okay,
he ain't no POS.
I understand, guard dogs doing their thing, but you not being able to control your guard dog, telling him, hey, this is my friend. Nobody. No, bro. He bit him right in the hand. No shots. Gumbo might die in the next couple of days.
He might die.
Hopefully not.
Ever since, I'm not gonna lie.
Truly.
Feeling wonky ever since.
But look. Yeah. I can't control him. He's a wild card. Truly. At the end of the day, he comes with his pros and his cons. He's a little wild. He's a wild card. If he gets loose, he might eat some children. He might do something. He might eat children, truly.
He's pretty damn big.
He's pretty big. He could probably eat a child at this point. He's about 80, 85 pounds. He's pretty big. But anyways, Low Europe right there. I don't think it's POS, truly.
Okay, I'll keep it at possible POS of the week. We don't have to go into that much more. But our other possible POS in the league, I put possible because it's a very touchy situation. But possibly my homie Albert Birdington. Recently, they have had a recent, I guess, not scuffle, but I guess incident. Yeah, we call it the Burt incident. Between him and my homie Matt. Shout out Matt. Shout out all my homies at UIW. But like I said, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to be the person spreading news everywhere. But I did tell my co-host about it, and he actually had a great suggestion in my opinion. And
so look, he shared with me a little bit. It's kind of work talk. Obviously, they're both FTPs.
For sure.
We love all the FTPs. We don't want y'all fighting at all.
Of course.
Peace. We're all a big family. Peace.
One love.
One love.
One love.
One love. Truly. But we don't want y'all fighting. However, in this circumstance, I heard the take. Bert, you might be POS of the week for this. Truly.
Possibly, yes.
We're not going to dwell on it too much because for all the viewers,
yeah,
they don't know what we're talking about. But very POS. They're roommates. Shouldn't be treating your roommate like that. But I have a suggestion. I have a proposal. Y'all been beefing and bickering back and forth online.
Yep.
I'm proposing the first ever BG Nation live stream where y'all settle the beef in a 1v1 on the court. Winner takes all.
That sounds like a great idea in my opinion. And I had to, honestly back this idea because I'm very excited. That could be our first ever live stream. And honestly, what better way to settle, an incident like this with a nice and friendly basketball 1v1.
Truly. And, honestly, I've heard Roy said that Matt, right? It's his name, Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Is a hooper. So, Matt, this is your turn to get redemption and embarrass Bert live in front of everyone. And Bert, you've been talking a lot. How about you back it up a little bit, IRL, and try to beat Matt? I mean, you've dunked on him in the DMs. How about you try to dunk on him IRL?
I like that.
Bert, personally, I like you. You're always interacting with us, but a little bit POS. You got to back up the talk if you're going to be talking like that. And Matt, is your chance to get redemption. So y'all let us know if we can do it. It'd be fun. But yeah, that's on y'all now.
Nah, for sure. We can leave it at that. That would be very interesting. We'll definitely, hopefully y'all peep this, but we'll definitely get this clipped and sent to y'all. But yeah, other than that, that wraps up our intro. We could definitely get into some NBA topics. Are you hyped for some NBA topics, Joanne?
Always hyped, especially the second time around.
For sure.
Truly.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Truly.
But we could get right into it with some Spurs talk. Spurs unfortunately lose in the NBA Cup Finals. Did you watch the game?
So I did more of audio. I was working that day, so obviously I threw it on the TV. I'm watching there, kind of in a rush, but I was listening to it while I was driving back, and I heard everything that was going on. Obviously, Spurs did not play too well. Yep. I heard them getting outboarded, especially on the offensive board. Very frustrating to hear. But yeah, I did tune in pretty much. I did tune in.
And very great game, up until the fourth quarter.
For the Spurs.
Yeah, exactly. And I was watching with my family, my uncle, my dad, the whole fam, my sisters. And, they made a great point, my sisters, saying that, they noticed all this, hustle that was not being, put into these offensive rebounds, really the scoring, fast breaks. And that's honestly what Spurs are kind of good at, in my opinion, transition buckets. And they weren't doing that. They weren't doing the bare things, the bare minimum.
No, exactly. Yeah. Like you said, that's kind of what the Spurs are known for. That's what they excelled really well in the game against the Thunder, really bringing that intensity, crashing on those boards, and playing fast and aggressive. And you know what? They did it up to a point, like you said, up until about third quarter. They had a big lead, and we saw that lead dissolve.
For sure.
That's been a pattern with the Spurs as of recently. I thought maybe they fixed those woes that they're building themselves up as a team, but at the end of the day, it did happen again. So very bad to see, but we keep saying there's growing pains, but we give that respect to rookies. We give that respect to young players.
Yeah. No, I definitely,
truly.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you in that because I feel like at a certain point, it just gets to a point where the Spurs, I feel like should be treated like one of those championship contending teams. And these easy things where you can hustle and get a rebound, hustle and get an offensive rebound at that, and you can't do that. You're not doing these things in big games. Yeah, like an NBA Cup Finals game. That really affects your overall, status of winning.
Legitimacy.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't close out those big games, I mean, we've seen them do it against the Thunder, but they didn't do it at the highest level in the NBA Cup tournament. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistently doing that if you're ever going to win a chip. But I'm interested to see how the Spurs do in a full 7-game series. We haven't seen this team perform in a 7-game series, so I'm interested to see, do they step up to the plate? When they're getting maybe into those elimination games, do they play with that intensity, or are they going to shy away? We still haven't seen that yet. They are still a young team, haven't made the playoffs in, I believe, about 6 years. It's been a little while.
It's crazy.
So it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully, I'm not going to say playoff lock. It's still kind of early in the season, but they keep playing the way they do. barring injuries, they should be in the playoffs, and we should be able to see that this season.
Not for sure. Personally, I still have the Spurs as favorites to win the championship. Like you said, we haven't seen them in a 7-game series with this unit yet at all, honestly. Probably, 6 years ago. Different pieces, but I have a lot of faith in their core. I have a lot of faith that they can win these 7-game series with their physicality, with their really streakiness. Some streaky players, in my opinion. And Wemby's superstardom hopefully coming up very soon. And it will, honestly, he is a superstar right now. And it will show even more in the playoffs and national television, in my opinion.
Truly, I don't believe yet. Wemby is a young 21-year-old. And we see it on the court. He lost his ground before the game. He didn't have the greatest game. I mean,
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. As sensitive as you can be, but maybe he hasn't just reached that maturity yet. As a person, truly.
Yeah.
He's a young 21, and he's probably a top 10 player already. Maybe once he does get into his prime, it's at 26, 27, been doing this for a while, we can see that. But at the moment, I think there's hungrier players, more experienced players, especially in the Western Conference, like a Jokic, like a LeBron, like a Luka, like a Shea now that he has a championship. There are these players that are hungry and experienced that are going to be barring the Spurs from getting there for now.
Right.
For now, at least.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like you said, Jokic, Shea, have already, proven championship getters, Hall of Fame damn near. Yeah, Hall of Fame for sure, Jokic. Maybe even top 10 player of all time pretty soon. I feel like another MVP, maybe another championship, finals MVP. He gets put in that top 10 conversation. Very scary conversations about to happen with that. But I believe, Wemby can stop them. They have shown to beat the Nuggets before with their streakiness. Vassell having the 35-point night against them. Crazy shooting night. Not always going to happen, but they have a lot of pieces. I remember you said, Spurs have about 8 players being able to score 10-plus points.
Yep.
And that's a big thing. Yes, Wemby might not have the best game, but whenever you have these other players to step up, especially like a De'Aaron Fox, a vet, when they're going to step up, proven in the playoffs, or, clutch situations at most, you win games. You win big games. And I believe in the 7-game series, they can take down these bigger teams like the Nuggets, OKC Thunder, who else? Lakers.
Yeah. Who else is up there?
In my opinion, top 4 teams right now, top 3 teams basically in the West.
Truly.
I believe they can, go toe-to-toe and win these matchups. And, we'll see about that. But
I don't think just yet. Like I said, they don't have much experience. I'm interested to see how they do in a 7-game series.
Right, yep.
I have to see it to believe it first. That's kind of my type of thing. If I haven't seen it yet, I don't believe in them fully. But it's in there. It's definitely in there. We've seen glimpses of it. Once they start doing it, I'll start believing. But as for now, I'm a little bit of a skeptic, and I'm going to stick with my Nuggets winning. Not my Nuggets.
Your Nuggets, bro.
They're not my Nuggets. But
my take is this guy's a Nuggets fan just as much as I'm a Dolphins fan.
I might be. I really
Dolphins fan.
I love Jokic's game. I like seeing him win championships. I like seeing him in the clutch. He's had big moments. So I still think the Nuggets are going to win with their mix of hunger and championship experience at this point.
All right. Yeah, no, definitely an interesting take. Let us know what you think about it in the comments, who your favorites for the NBA Finals are. But other than that, we can get into this next take. Kind of a take about you, in my opinion.
Slightly. No, I sent it over to you. I was honestly appalled when I did. Not quite too appalled, but it's about one of my favorite players in the league, Kevin Durant, KD. Former Longhorn, just like me.
Shout out.
Yes, sir. Shout out. Hook 'em. But KD, obviously we all know, KD's a little crusty.
Yes.
KD's a little musty.
Yes.
KD doesn't take care of himself.
Yes. And he's confirmed this.
And it recently came out. He said, sometimes I don't lotion up.
Yep.
Meaning he's ashy. Sometimes I don't brush my hair.
Yep.
Because he got like little, what do they call it? Ground beef hair?
Ground beef hair, yes.
Ground beef hair. He's like, sometimes I don't shower. Sometimes I go 2 days without rinsing. That's where I come into play.
Okay.
Truly, that's where I come into play. I think I'm going off about 2 days of no rinsing right now, personally. And I've hit the gym. And I've been on the road. Wow. And honestly, I get the perspective. I told you, I'm a KD type of guy when it comes to my craft. Just because I don't care. I don't care about the optics of how it is. I don't care if I'm out here showing out in front of people in public. Like, I'm in my own little world out here. I'm locked in. And just like KD, Producer G had a good little callback, him shooting jump shots in the club. I mean, personally, I'm not out there shooting shots in the club. If I'm in there, I'm thinking about the pod. Truly, I'm always locked in and everything I'm doing.
Okay, look.
So I agree with KD. I love KD.
Right. No, we definitely love KD on this pod. One of the best scorers of our generation. But he is kind of a snake, in my opinion. I feel like his 2 rings are Mickey Mouse. So you're kind of glazing KD like crazy, saying you want to be like him. Your craft is, basically like his craft, even though, he is one of the best players of all time. Very similar though. I've seen your work, your work ethic. Very similar, but I feel like KD is a snake, and to say that you want to be like him completely is kind of Mickey Mouse. What do you think about that?
I'm a snake. Truly,
You'll
at the
take
end
it.
of the day, I've told y'all. Y'all know this already. If the opportunity presents itself, I'm taking it. I'm an opportunist, just like KD was with his 2 chips. I told y'all, I've been cutting off my day ones. I'm gonna say it again. I've been cutting off my day ones. My day 2s, y'all are next. Truly, at the end of the day, day 2s are next. Day 1s are already almost all gone.
Wow.
I won't expose that one just about me and you, but I'm an ultimate opportunist. If it comes to me, I will try to be top 3. And you know, at the end of the day, KD is a top 3 player of our generation behind LeBron and Curry because he took that opportunity. If he does not have those rings that he got with the Warriors, at the end of the day, I don't think he's considered a top 3 player of our generation. If he's ringless like a Harden, like a Westbrook, like a Damian Lillard, he might fall into that category, whereas maybe a Kawhi Leonard might step up into maybe the 3rd best just because he won the rings with 2 different teams, Finals MVP. But KD, in my opinion, is the 3rd best player of our generation. For that reason, because he's a champion, a proven champion.
Okay, and no, I agree. Him not being able to get a ring if he doesn't go to Golden State is an interesting hypothetical. I personally think, well, first off, they were 1 game away from going to the 2016 championship against the Cavs, where I feel like they could have went toe to toe and possibly won a ring there. I think that Warriors team was beatable in many other circumstances. Past that point in 2017 and 2018, without a KD, obviously. But I personally believe that a 1 KD ring at OKC or his hometown or wherever, you know what I mean? Not his hometown, but
his home team. He drafted him.
Exactly. And not snaking them, but going to get 2 Mickey Mouse rings with one of the best, shooters, the best shooter in history is kind of crazy. And I feel like that 1 ring outmatches those 2 rings in any circumstance.
But we're talking about a made-up ring right now. At the end of the day, it never happened. At the end of the day, we'll never know truly. And what happened. He went to Golden State. He won his 2 rings.
Right.
We will truly never know if that would have happened. If it would have happened, yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, he's a 2-time champ. You can't take it away from him.
Okay, look.
You can never take away those 2 rings away from him. No matter what narrative you put around it, he's a 2-time champion. And I don't care if he stayed with OKC or not. It didn't happen. He didn't do it. He took his opportunity. He doesn't shower. He's one of the greats, just like me. Like, I'll be one day.
Okay.
It's up a storm right now, truly. There we go. Green aura.
Green aura for real.
Green aura.
Can y'all sense? Can y'all see the green aura? No. Okay, no. But real talk. KD is a snake, and this affects his legacy, in my opinion. And honestly, to say that you want to be like a full KD is kind of interesting. Personally, I think more of a Bron, a nice balance of greatness and family life and work life. A nice great balance is very good and healthy. While a KD, not showering, not really,
he's locked in,
focusing on anything but basketball. It's kind of OD. First off, LeBron's the better player. We can agree on that.
Yep. I can
Way
agree
better.
on that. Yep.
The greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time.
Yes. And he's able to focus on, multiple different things while maintaining his greatness. Am I not right?
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Ain't
no party like a Diddy party. That's all I gotta say.
I have heard that 50 Cent may be releasing a documentary on LeBron, not about basketball.
Not about basketball.
Whatever you meant by that, I don't know. A lot of people have been saying to keep that in the drafts. Diddy. 50 Cent, my fault. But I truly don't think that being fully KD-like is healthy as a human.
You can't be a Brown either. Not if you're saying those Diddy parties. Truly.
Okay, so that's all speculation. That's all speculation.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see soon. We have it on record saying you think you should be like a Bron. I think I should be like a KD, locked in, shooting my jump shot in the club. How about being like a Curry? You know where I'm going with this already. Be like a Curry.
There have been some crazy scenarios, things happening with Curry and his wife, Ayesha Curry. Pretty crazy. I know yesterday you had some harsh comments to say about that.
Cuck.
Yes, the word cuck. Personally, I think that's a harsh comment to put on Curry. Curry is one of the greatest shooters of all time. Great family man, raising a great family. I know you've seen his boy Cannon. You seen Cannon Curry with his moves?
No.
You haven't seen his moves?
No.
Bro, he's an upcoming generational basketball player. Shout out Cannon Curry and his whole fam. And
another Curry cuck.
No, that's insane to put. Cuck. Look, see, that's what I'm talking about. You can't put that name cuck on a kid, dog.
Oh, how old is he?
Dude, he's like 3. Bro.
Oh,
he's like 3 to 5. Like, dude, come on, bro. He's like, come on, bro. Like, he's hitting basketball moves.
It runs in the genes. It truly does. Del Curry, Steph Curry. I don't know about Seth. Next Cannon, but look, I'll just put the comparison out there. I don't know. I was like chuckling about it. This might be a complete wash. Truly, KD, Braun,
Yes.
anyone behind the cam.
Gumbo wants to be Curry, I believe.
Curry, because it's a cuck, because behind the cam. Well, the action's going on.
That actually.
There we go. There's a
we're not calling no one to cut. Curry is the greatest shooter of all time.
Cookster.
Mad respect for Curry. Mad respect for Braun. Mad respect for KD. But yes, you're riding with KD. I'm riding with Braun in this. Hopefully this
Curry?
doesn't backfire.
Cuck.
Gumbo, producer G wants Curry. He said, "Let us know in the comments who y'all wanna, hopefully ride
Repping.
with." Yeah, I'm repping LeBron, honestly.
No,
but let's
obviously,
see.
yeah, the news of KD not showering, that just really resonated with me, truly.
Yeah.
And I think I respect it. I respect the art. I respect the hustle. I'm a hard worker, not to glaze myself too much, truly. And I'm out there putting shots. I'm talking about the pot. If I'm going out for a good night, I'm talking about the pot every chance I get. I'm trying to put it out there, truly, in the world. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Anything else on that too much?
No, I'm done with that conversation for sure. We can definitely get into some next NBA topic. Our next NBA topic. We got Dylan Brooks kind of having himself a season. His stats, real quick, are looking like 21 points, 3 rebounds, 1.4 steals. That is all-star number. Those are all-stars, very close all-star numbers. Pretty crazy in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of known for trolling, really, being a social media junkie. I say that because he did actually say this in a recent interview, quote unquote, after the LeBron's matchup. Did you see that beforehand?
No, I did not watch that. I'm not kind of in the loop with this right now, truly.
They're kind of just beefing, and quote unquote, he said this about LeBron. He is a social media junkie. I wish we would have let him shoot that. Talking about LeBron shooting the game-winning shot. He did get fouled on it, completely bricked it. Kind of a belt foul in my opinion, but he did get fouled, shot the free throws, won in the game. Pretty crazy. That's what he was talking about. Is Dylan Brooks kind of spitting facts on LeBron's legacy, saying he's a social media junkie? It's kind of trolling in my opinion, but
Truly a
thoughts on
troll.
that?
No, but first of all, I do want to give props to Dylan Brooks. I was
Right.
very, very surprised to see he's averaging 21 points. Like
Yeah.
you say, you don't think of him as an offensive player really when you think of Dylan Brooks.
Sure.
So averaging 21 points per game, truly, I'm not tapping into any type of Suns games at all.
Yeah.
I'm not tapping into Dylan Brooks, but to see he's doing that, good for you, man. But he's showing the king. He's taking shots at the king. He's trying to take the crown. I'm not going to stand for it at all. I don't care. Obviously, LeBron's a little bit of a troll.
Yeah.
He's into, year 23, 22 in his career?
23, yeah, I think
It's
so.
been a long time. He can do whatever he wants at this point. He is a 4-time NBA champion.
Four-time, yep.
He's playing with his son. He is the GOAT, like we already mentioned.
Yep.
He can do whatever he wants at this point. And that's my opinion. So,
Okay.
yeah, he can be on social media. He can do whatever he wants. He's Braun. That's
Okay.
my own opinion on
Look,
that.
technically speaking, he can do whatever he wants, but it does hurt, I feel like, other players' legacies, like a Luka Doncic, who's chasing a ring, like a Austin Reeves, who I know he wants to be a top dog in a championship-led team. And whenever you're over here trolling, talking to the bench, kind of being a social media junkie, like Dylan Brooks said, you are taking away these guys' chances from, achieving greatness. Yeah, like I said, like Luka Doncic.
Reeves.
And yeah, exactly.
Well, at the end of the day, I mentioned LeBron's been in the league for a long, long time.
Yes.
A long time. He's been in the league longer than he hasn't been in the league in his lifetime, which is a crazy achievement. So at the end of the day, these are regular season games. How much do they truly
Right.
matter to LeBron? We got to wait. If he's doing this in the playoffs, truly, I will come back on the pod. I will eat my own words, and I'll say he's a social media junkie, and he's really harming his team. But for
Right.
now, they're a top 4 seed, I believe, still in the NBA and the Western Conference. They're contenders.
Yep.
He's not the first option anymore. He might not even be the second option anymore at this point behind Austin Reeves. He's doing his thing. He's just waiting for the playoffs. You can't be going that hard in the regular season. If you're a Braun nowadays,
Right.
you got to be taking your shots. You can't be taking that damage. And at the end of the day, you're Braun. Everyone's a fan of you. Everyone he's
Right.
probably playing against probably grew up watching Braun. So
Okay.
he's going to be a very popular guy at the end of the day. So, yeah, give him his flowers. He has his flower. He earned it. But if he's doing it in the playoffs, different scenario. If he's ruining legacies like that in playoff series,
Yeah.
different scenario. But for now, it's regular season.
Kind
Let
of
him
interesting
banter.
to say, I can't lie, because I do remember your thoughts on load management earlier in the our podcast history, and you really didn't agree with load management at all. And from what I'm hearing, you're saying LeBron gets to load manage during the regular season because he's LeBron.
In a way. But look, teams are load managing players in their prime, players in their 20s, maybe early 30s. Braun is at 41 years old. It would be malpractice for the Lakers to have him out there averaging malpractice. If you had a 41-year-old LeBron out on the court, 82 games, 40 minutes a game, you're wasting him for the playoffs. There's no way he can do that anymore at his age. I mean, maybe he could, but that's not efficient. So you're going to be – and look,
Interesting to say.
he missed a lot of time, purely because of injury. And at that age,
Yeah.
you're not going to heal as quickly. So he might take a little bit more time to heal.
Right.
Maybe these small injuries, maybe it's not load management. Maybe he truly does need it, just because it does take time to recover from these injuries at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Okay, look, no, I get that, but to say like you said, strategically speaking, for the Lakers to rest him during the regular season, because yes, Bron is still capable of winning clutch games, winning playoff games, no doubt about that, taking over a game. So for the Lakers to strategically take him out of the regular season games, like you're saying, right, and to wait and give him that rest for the playoffs. It's kind of crazy to say. You're basically saying other teams can't do that, while the Lakers get this special advantage just because they have Bron.
I'm just saying, no one else is LeBron. No one else is
Right.
41 years old playing basketball right now. Truly, no one is doing that. So there's no one to compare him to. He is one of one. I'm Max Glazing right now. But
Crazy
as good as
Glaze, yeah.
LeBron, he is a 40-year-old man, has played ball for over 20 years in the league. You cannot be managing him like you would do a Luka,
Right.
you would do any other player, like a Wemby. Truly.
So you agree with load management?
No, I don't think what the Lakers are doing with LeBron is true load management. I think it's LeBron management. Truly,
LeBron does
management.
handle his own, business. So you know this,
Dude,
he
he
makes
knows
his own calls.
He knows what's best for his body. He inverts
Exactly,
millions
yeah,
of dollars in his body, and that's why he's still in the league at this age, producing like he does.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he knows his own body better than anyone else. So if he needs those extra days to take off, if he needs less minutes, he knows, and he'd be able to tell the league. Truly, it's different than doing that with your 20-year-old superstar
Yeah.
than with a 40-year-old LeBron. Truly, at the end of the day, that's my own opinion on that.
It's interesting to say. Let us know what you think about that down in the comments. Honestly, I'm riding with my opinion on this. I really don't believe that just because he's Bron, he gets this. Bron can take over games. We've seen it, especially recently. I feel like Bron load managing and really selling out players. We have heard that quote from Michael Jordan about have you heard of that quote? I believe he said something along the lines of he wants the person who bought the ticket at the very highest,
Yeah.
the highest in the stadium to be able to watch him, ball out. And honestly, I respect Jordan for that. That gives him, some dap in his legacy, in my opinion, for me. And it kind of hurts LeBron's legacy, in my opinion.
They're playing at different ages. Jordan was saying that because he was playing into his mid-30s. LeBron has been doing this for a long time. I mean, we're going around in circles at this point.
We are.
No one else in the history of the league except who was the other one that went to the 40s? Was it Karl Malone?
Vince Carter.
I mean, Vince Carter. There's very few anomalies, but at the same time, it wasn't people who are performing at LeBron's level. There has been no LeBron. He's one of one truly, so you
Truly.
can't really compare him to anyone else in that regard.
I think Michael Jordan also went into his 40s.
On the Wizards.
He did get some buckets. I did see some crazy stuff, though. Something on YouTube about his top 10 highlights during his Wizards career. And it was just like him palming the ball going like that.
There we go.
That was it.
The showman.
That was a highlight. Yeah,
Truly.
just being a showman.
But
yeah,
I mean, he wasn't a LeBron at the end of, and he had time off too. He had seasons off. Of course, he had the 2 seasons off in between his three-peats.
Yeah.
He had some seasons off after the Bulls going into the Wizards. So he had time to recuperate. LeBron's been doing it consistently year in and year out. But like I said, we've kind of gone in circles a bit there. Do you have anything else to really add to that LeBron take?
I definitely agree with that. LeBron is still the GOAT in my opinion. But yeah.
All right, let's take a break. All right, and we are back. A little bit of a mishap at the end of the last clip. I did have to change out. I actually did piss myself at the end of the last clip, so we had to kind of stop abruptly. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, we try and get this out in a timely manner. I did not shower. I just changed jeans.
Yep.
Wiped it off a little bit, but we're back. We're back.
For
Truly.
sure. Happy to be back.
I mean, it's all for BG Nation. Truly, at the end of the day, it's all for BG Nation.
One love.
One love is all for y'all. Honestly, for the love of the game, we're back here. Nothing stopping me. Truly, no piss is stopping me at the end of the day.
True work ethic.
True work ethic. But yeah, we are back and we are done with the NBA. We're wrapping it up. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the Baker's Gold NFL zone.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's get it going.
For sure.
But we are low key a little behind now. We were on schedule for
Quite
both
behind.
NFL and college football today. But
Yeah.
now a day later, we're a bit behind. But we'll start us off. We'll still go over all of them.
Yeah.
Starting us off Thursday Night Football. Really great game. It already happened. LA Rams at Seattle. Who did you have picked?
I picked the Rams. Unfortunately, I picked the Rams.
Truly,
but yeah.
I did as well. And you know what? The Rams looked really great to start off. But at the end, they did kind of taper off. And I almost call them the Darnolds. The
Darnold.
Seahawks, led by Sam Darnold, did come back and win in
Yeah.
overtime. And yeah, so both took an L on that
Hold
one.
on. First off, shout out the Rams. Even though they lost, Puka Nacua, 46-point fantasy game. Basically winning my game. I'm in the playoffs right now. Are you in the playoffs? Same league, by the way.
No, I mean, there's a lot of UPF that can go with that. I'm not going to waste their time.
Basically,
truly.
I'm going to the championship game due to Puka having a 46-point game. Shout out Puka for that. But
This is actually my fantasy football championship ring. If you ever wondering what ring this is my fantasy football championship ring.
I'll give him his ring. I'll give him his ring. But he hasn't touched playoffs or any championship contention in years.
In decades.
Decades damn near. And I've been in and out of the playoffs, and this season I am headed to go to the championship.
No chip yet.
If I do win the chip, I may be the greatest of all time.
No.
Fantasy football with our group, right?
Truly not. But
We'll see about that. We'll talk. We'll talk about it
You'll
later.
match me. You'll have caught up at that point after like 3 years. Anyways,
Nah.
moving on. We'll see how it goes. Moving on. We do have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Commanders. Who did you
Sure.
pick?
I picked the Philadelphia Eagles. Pretty easy in my opinion, but
I did as well. Jaden Daniels not playing for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So
Did you see what happened in that game, by the way? Today?
I did not watch. I was
I
catching
didn't watch
a
either.
pump,
Yeah, I
truly.
didn't watch either, but I did see the highlights on Instagram. Absolute fight, absolute mayhem, WWE type script.
Truly.
Just going crazy.
He was
It's
asleep.
crazy, bro. I was
asleep.
asleep. I didn't watch it.
Truly. Chud Maxon.
5 p.m. game.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. And then next game currently going on right now. If you're looking, what is going on?
What?
The heck?
is
Anyways,
that?
we're watching the Packers and the Bears that's going on TV right there. Again, home field. We got
Yep.
the TV going on. But who do you got? The Packers at the Bears. Who'd you pick?
I honestly, yesterday, I believe I picked the Packers, and I'm still going to ride with that.
I think you picked the Bears.
I picked the Packers. I
You're a
picked
big
them
Bears
going
fan.
to. No, I picked them. I am a big Bears fan. But I picked them going into Chicago and taking a dub. Nah, doing too much.
There
I
we
like
go.
I like Bears because Ben Johnson, very great, athletic young coach, and I like his schemes. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Is those
Green
rags?
rag. What the hell?
Some
Windy.
Some things. Yeah,
Windy cans. We got cans going.
Where
now?
is this in? Is this in? Oh wait, this
This
is
is
at
Chi-Town.
Chicago. Yeah.
The Windy City. The Windy City. Truly.
Well, actually, Chicago Bears might get evicted from their stadium. Going
Truly.
to
Indiana.
Indiana. That's
The
crazy.
Indiana
That'd be
Bears. One day. It might be soon. you know.
ruin some, his great historic.
Truly one of the oldest franchises in the NFL. Might be
Crazy.
going. But
Yeah.
Bear down. I picked the Bears. They're currently down in this game. Not looking too great, but I do have the Bears. So I'll stick with my guns. Unlike Roy, not calling you out. Oh my goodness.
Oh, who's that? Reed? Dobbs. I mean, Dobbs.
Yeah, we just witnessed a touchdown. Not looking great for the Bears. But I did pick the Bears. We can move on from that. Truly unprofessional, but we're fans at the end of the day. We're fans at the end of the day of the sport. We got it going on. But all right,
For sure.
Moving on. Let's move on. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Cleveland Browns. Who do you got?
This one's gonna be a blowout. Give me the Buffalo Bills and a blowout.
Yeah, slaughters. Truly
Sure.
in a slaughter fest. I have the Buffalo Bills winning as well. Not much to say about that.
Yep.
Shador's shown some signs of greatness against bad teams. Some weaknesses against good teams. And
Yep.
another good team here. I don't see him prevailing. The LA Chargers at the recently, I think as of today, eliminated
Eliminated.
Dallas Cowboys because the Eagles did win today. Unfortunately, Producer G, big Cowboys fan. They're eliminated, but maybe they're still playing for pride.
Yeah.
Still playing for pride. So who do you got? The LA Chargers or the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, honestly, I feel for the Cowboys fans. But I think they're gonna get a little pride back on them. Gonna beat a playoff contending team. And the LA Chargers. Yeah, give me Dallas, no doubt.
Wow. Okay, that is certainly a pick. LA Chargers
Yep.
are rolling right now, still in play for the division, I believe. A little bit behind the Broncos, but I have the Chargers taking care of business. I think they're a better team. Truly, Cowboys. It's kind of hard to rally together after being eliminated for playoffs. Not much to play for, but if they can truly, it'll be a culture type of win if they can win those games.
This guy.
We got Producer G plotting over here. Oh my gosh, he's plotting on that Cowboys win. He's gonna do something. Watch out for that guy. He might be on a freaking list. Truly. All right.
A list.
Moving on, we got the also recently eliminated Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans. Who do you got?
Yeah, a lot of injuries for the Kansas City Chiefs. Prayers up for Mahomes and honestly whoever else is injured. But a lot of injuries that I saw. I think the Chiefs are still going to outcoach the Tennessee Titans in this one, and yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Truly, yeah, I know a lot of injuries going on right now. Not much to play for. Not many bright spots this year. But at the end of the day, I think Chiefs are a better organization and a team, and they'll handle the Tennessee Titans pretty easily.
Yep.
We got the New York Jets up next at the New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints. It's going to be an interesting game. I feel like the Jets are going to have a nice high-scoring game with the Saints, but the Saints are going to come out on top. And honestly, are they still in playoff contention?
Who, the Saints?
Yep.
I don't believe so. I know that it's kind of a weak division,
fortunate.
but I
Yeah.
don't believe they're still in contention.
I
But
still believe they're gonna win this game.
okay, I got the Saints as well, but this could be a trap. They've been doing good.
Yeah.
They've got rattled together 2 wins back to back with Tyler Shuck being a revelation for them. However, at the end of the day, he's a rookie quarterback. I don't think the Saints are all that great, so it could be a trap game. But
Yeah.
I do have the Saints winning this game as well. But
Okay.
watch out for that to be a trap game.
For sure.
All right, next up we have the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. Who do you got?
Giants let me down last week. They got stomped on by the Commanders. I believe it was 31-0, something crazy like that.
No,
I-
the other week before. This is kind of a closer game,
Okay.
like a 1-touchdown game.
Okay, who's it against again? It was
Commanders. Well, they beat So they beat the Commanders 30 points, and then they played the Giants, and it was kind of a closer game. But they still-
Okay.
Wait, am I chirping? I might just be
I
chirping
don't
at
know.
it. No, the Cowboys. It was the Cowboys that just beat the Vikings. Who are we talking about?
I'm talking about the Giants last week.
Holy yap sesh.
Hold on, I think my co-host is.
They lost to the
chopping me
Commanders.
up.
Though. They just lost to the Commanders.
Is that the
I
one
know
that I saw? Right, that was the blowout. Let me just double check.
No, it wasn't a
Really
blowout.
quick.
The Commanders and the Giants was not a blowout. It was a close game.
29-21. That is my mistake.
Mistake too.
Still let me down though. I picked them and they lost me that one, I believe. So give me 9 in them. The Vikings.
9 in them.
To strike it. Yeah.
Give me 9 in them.
Give me 9.
9 in them. There we go. All right. No, I got the Minnesota Vikings as well. But at the end of the day, same thing with the Vikings. I kind of got a similar vibe going with them. They've strung together 2 good wins. At the end of the day, Vikings I don't think are a great team. I don't think 9 is all that great either. So it could be a trap, but I fell for the trap, at least as of now. I have Vikings winning this game as well.
Yep.
We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers, both gridlocked at 7-7 in their division. Winner will have a great advantage for the division and to make the
Yeah.
playoffs. So, Tampa Bay at Carolina, who do you got?
Big game. Tampa Bay's kind of falling apart, especially towards the end of the season. Kind of, what they always do. Give me the Carolina Panthers to take that dub and honestly take the division.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Tampa Bay is a lot more experienced. Bryce Young, Panthers have not been in the playoffs for quite a while, while Buccaneers are experienced with a good quarterback in Baker. But I'm going to write the hot hand. I got Carolina winning this game as well.
For sure.
All right, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Miami Dolphins. I changed jerseys, but yesterday I had Quinn Ewers. We're repping 3. Well, not number 3 anymore. He's 14. But Quinn Ewers getting his first start at quarterback in the NFL, taking over for Tua Tagovailoa. Cincinnati at Miami. Who do you got?
Quinn Ewers is quite the quarterback to have, in my opinion. But I think Cincinnati is going to send pressure, send blitzes, actually have a consistent game and, really show Quinn Ewers that blitz and take the dub. Give him the dub. Give me the Bengals.
All right. I have the Miami Dolphins. I'm riding with my boy Quinn. Miami Dolphins haven't been completely trash this season. They've strung together some good wins.
Yeah.
They've shown some glimpses. Honestly, Tua has been what's been holding them back all season. So,
For sure.
honestly, Quinn cannot possibly play worse than Tua.
Who knows?
Knock on
Who
wood,
knows?
truly. But Quinn Ewers, I think he has phenomenal arm talent. I think he has a processing to read a defense very well.
Yeah.
The problem with him has always been his legs, his consistency, and his pocket awareness. So, honestly, quite a lot, to be honest. A lot to figure out.
Interesting.
But he has a lot of raw talent, especially in his arm. He can zip those balls. No pause. Very fast,
Sure.
in between people all the time. So, at the end of the day, give me Miami Dolphins. I'm riding with Quinn. I'm going to be fan watching this very hard.
Okay.
But yeah, next up we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Denver Broncos. Who do you got?
Jacksonville at Denver. 2 playoff teams right now. High-power teams. The offenses are clicking. I think Denver is going to take this one in a high-scoring offensive battle.
All right. I have the Denver Broncos winning as well. I don't think it'll be high scoring, really, in my opinion, because I think Denver just has a good defense, and the Jacksonville Jaguars won't be able to score on them that well.
Okay.
But I don't think the Broncos are going to be moving that ball well either. But I find it to be the opposite. I think it'll be a gritty game, but with the Broncos winning at the end of the day.
You don't like that new Jacoby Myers? I believe he just got an extension for the Jaguars.
No, he's all right. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you got Pat Surtain.
Oh, no, for sure.
You got a Thorpe Award winner, Jade Barron. Who's that white guy?
Singleton.
Who's that white quarterback or cornerback? That's always Riley Moss. You got Riley Moss back there too. These are good cornerbacks that'll be clamping down the Jaguars, in my opinion. And I don't think Trevor Lawrence will do much. Give me the Broncos.
Okay.
But yeah, next up we do have the Atlanta Falcons at the Arizona Cardinals. Who do you got?
Pretty poopy game in my opinion. Give me the Falcons though to get this dub.
I got the Falcons as well. Not much to say about that.
Yeah.
I think Bijan's in a dash, Arizona.
No, for sure.
And I think the revelation of Kyle Pitts will come out and he'll still continue to perform. Big game. We already know where you're swaying. I already know where I'm swaying. But we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Detroit Lions. Big game.
Massive game. In my opinion, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go into Detroit what is it called? Motortown?
Motortown.
Freaking Ford Field. There we go. Ford Field. I think they're going to go in there and take over the Lions. Just absolutely show them great defensive presence. The whole game. Stop their run game, their explosive run game. Stop their play actions. And I think their offense is going to be clicking. I really believe in the Steelers. So, yeah, give me the Steelers in the blowout.
Truly, wow. If the
In a blowout.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
truly.
And by blowout, I mean about 2 tutties plus.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, period, if the Steelers won, I'd be very impressed.
Okay.
If they win in a blowout, I think I'll eat my own shoe on Cam. Truly. At least try to eat
We'll
my
see
shoe
about
on
that.
Cam. Truly.
Let's get it.
Truly, if they win by 2+ touchdowns, I think I'd eat my own shoe.
Okay.
But I think the Lions are going to win. I find it surprising. I'd be very surprised if they held down Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Don't sleep on
J-Mo.
Patrick Queen, bro. Don't sleep on Cam Hayward. Don't sleep on,
It's fan glazed. But at the end of the day, no, they're good players.
TJ Watt.
But at the end of the day, I think the Lions are just a better team.
Okay.
Next up, huge game as well. I already know where I'm swaying. You already know where you're swaying. We got the New England Patriots at the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you got?
You're a little steezy. You missed one, but it's all good. I believe the New England Patriots are going to take down the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are going to sell their season right here, sell their playoff chances, and really secure their Steelers spot with them winning at Detroit. Yeah.
All right.
The
Well-
Patriots.
Well,
For Sunday Night Football.
Sunday
Sorry.
Night Football. So, yeah, we did skip one. We'll go back to that right now. But we got the Ray Lewis song. Very big game for Baltimore. Sunday Night Football. Ravens lose. They're not in a good position to win the division or make the playoffs. So, it is make or break. Honestly, I don't see many ways this is going Baltimore's way.
Sure.
Truly. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Patriots have had the hardest schedule in the world. And I think Baltimore still has that talent. So, I'll pick my Baltimore Ravens to come out on top in a very narrow win. But like you said, I did miss one. We'll go back to Las Vegas Raiders at the Houston Texans. Who you got?
This one kind of a stink fest. Vegas sold me. I don't know if it was last week or the week before that. Last week against the Eagles. Got blown out. Give me the Houston Texans to continue their streak. Shout out Aiden.
Shout out Aiden. But I got the Houston Texans as well. They're just riding hot right now. Vegas Raiders don't have much going on. But we'll finish it out with Monday Night Football. We have the San Fran 49ers at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts starting 44-year-old Phillip Rivers again. Who do you got?
This one's going to be interesting. I think that the San Francisco 49ers are going to go into Indiana or wherever they play and take a big dub for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I got the San Fran 49ers as well. Phillip Rivers, I mean, he's still he's a quarterback. He's definitely a quarterback of all time right now. Yeah, he's something. But at the end of the day, I just think the Niners have a good defense. They're coached really well. They have fast young players. I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be able to match up with that.
To be fair, though, he did put up a great game against the Seattle defense, one of the top defenses in the league, probably the top defense in the league. And, yeah, I mean, we gotta give him some credit where credit's due for sure.
Truly, but San Fran at the end of the day is taking it. But before I moved on from there, I did want to go over our records from last week because I'm going to gloat on it a little bit. We had Roy going at 9-7, and I had my best week of the year so far. I went 13-3. So we don't have the count for y'all, but watch out for next week. We will have the count up to date to see who is ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we put this something on the line, right?
We did put
Jersey.
Steelers
So
ribbon swap.
if he has a better record in the year, I will wear a Steelers jersey. If I have a better record, he'll wear a Ravens jersey for the entire episode. So that is what is on the line. I believe.
So we'll shake on it.
Shake on it again. Personally, I do believe that I'm ahead at this point. In my opinion,
We'll have to tally him up for sure.
he had a big lead, but I've been inching closer, picking at it week by week, and then I think I just kind of jumped him this week. But
We'll see.
personally, I have no idea. So
Yeah.
we'll go back to
I
it
know.
next week, and we got y'all there. But yeah, that concludes our pick'ems this week. Let's see how we do next week.
Sure.
But starting us off, playoff race coming down to the wire. No team has secured the division, which is honestly insane at this point in
That
the
is
season.
crazy. Weeks, what is it, 16, 17?
Truly, yes. I believe 16. But yeah, so what do you got to say about that?
It's pretty crazy in my opinion. I did write that down. Crazy stat. I feel like the Seattle Seahawks, I thought they secured the division. You kind of corrected me on that. They did not yet, but they did secure their spot in the playoffs. Pretty crazy this late in the season. We have AFC. I know yesterday you said kind of basically secured in my opinion, division-wise. The only division that's kind of up for grabs right now is the AFC North, which is our division for our respective teams. It's pretty crazy in my opinion. AFC North is always pretty competitive though, so.
Truly, yeah. Like you mentioned, I think most of the playoff teams in the AFC have been kind of filled up. You got the Bills and the Patriots. You got the Chargers and the Broncos. You got the Jaguars and the Texans. And then it just kind of comes down to who's going to make it. I don't believe pretty sure not both teams are going to make it out of the AFC North. Whoever wins the division will be in. So that's the only one up for grabs. The NFC is still a bloodbath. That NFC West truly still up for grabs, with the Seahawks kind of getting a leg up with that win, but the Rams are still in play. The Niners are still in play, even though the Riddle injury, they're still right there, and they play Seahawks to end the season. Right now, we're watching the game. We got the Packers and the Bears right now. This division is still in play.
You said the Seahawks play the Niners at the end?
Yep.
Wow, that's going to be a crazy game.
A lot of great games going on. Like we mentioned, Bears and Packers dueling it out right now. Lions are still alive there in that division as well. So just a lot of teams, a lot of chaos going on in the NFC
That's
right
like
now.
that was a little Mahomey right there. Little Caleb Williams scramble out right there.
Truly,
I like that.
truly a little Mahomey, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
Might
yeah,
have to have some conversation soon about that.
truly not. But not yet. But no, yeah. It's a very tight race. Right now, I think we're still sticking with our guns, saying we have the Rams as a favorite.
I personally still have the Rams to come out the whole Super Bowl, win the whole Super Bowl. AFC wise though, really up for grabs. I don't know. It's very Mickey Mouse in my opinion. Josh Allen, this is looking like a year to really, show something.
Truly, yeah. I've been venting frustration because as much as you can hate on it, Ravens in the past years, there have been teams that they've had that truly could have made the Super Bowl. You go back to the one where they lost to the Chiefs in the conference championship. That was a great team. They went, I believe, 15-2, and they looked poised for a Super Bowl, and then they choked against the Chiefs. Out of all the years where the Ravens aren't winning, it's a year where Mahomes and Burrow will not be in the playoffs. Like you said, it's looking kind of Mickey Mouse. But as you mentioned, I'm just kind of glazing the Ravens right now. It leaves the door wide open for Josh Allen to finally get his ring, in my opinion. There's no Mahomes to worry about. Mahomes has been his father in the playoffs. No Joe Burrow to worry about. No Lamar looking like to worry about at all. I mean, really, truly. So the team they're going to be worrying about are these newcomers with the Patriots, the Broncos. It is wide open for Josh Allen to take it. So if he misses this opportunity where there's no Mahomes and no Joe Burrow, he might have just missed his window because wide open for him to make the Super Bowl this year.
No. Okay, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. To say that teams aren't, or are worried about Lamar is kind of interesting to say. I personally think Lamar folds, especially in playoffs and scenarios. I wish we played, against Lamar in the playoffs.
Yeah, y'all did last year, actually. Fun fact, the Steelers did actually play the Ravens last year in the playoffs, and they got blown out. Lamar did actually beat the Steelers last year in the playoffs, so, I mean, that's whatever. Neither here nor there. We have played in the playoffs with Lamar.
Like I said, Steelers have a quarterback issue. Right now, they're kind of stringing together with Aaron Rodgers. I do want to see them in the playoffs this year. Like I said, I meant to say with the actual revamped offense, an offense that's able to, actually move down the field and score some touchdowns. But you know that.
Hey, look. Usually, I would say Steelers are not contenders for that very reason, just because they have that quarterback issue.
It's hard, yeah.
And especially in the AFC, okay, if you want to discount Lamar, which I think is crazy to say, I think it's kind of a little bit of hate.
No.
In the playoffs, truly.
He's good. In the clutch scenarios, come on, bro. In playoff scenarios.
Recently, it hasn't been on him, though. You think about Mark Andrews dropping the ball on the goal line. You think about Zay Flowers fumbling on the goal line. Like, truly hasn't really been on him, but he hasn't also stepped up like those top quarterbacks. But I'll leave it there. But it just kind of goes back all together. AFC's wide open, where I would say even the Steelers, as a hater, a true hater, that's going to be on hate watch if y'all make the playoffs. Y'all do have a chance just because you don't have a Mahomes, don't have a Burrow, don't have a Lamar. It's really wide open right now for a new quarterback to go. Well, Rodgers isn't new, but a new quarterback in the AFC to excel.
That'd be a thing to see. That would really be a thing to see, a sight to see. Aaron Rodgers going into the playoffs, really, handling these playoff teams. That'd be crazy to see going to the Super Bowl, maybe even winning one against a team he has beat in the Super Bowl for, which is crazy to think about. No, he's over here always trolling me about that.
Truly.
But
no, out of all the quarterbacks in the AFC, he's the one with the most experience. You got new guys like Drake May, Bo Nix. You truly don't know how these guys are going to perform.
Yep.
I mean, Bo Nix did make it. You have other players like Trevor Lawrence. Like, these aren't the S-tier quarterbacks that we were used to in the AFC. So, Aaron Rodgers, very experienced, has a good team around him in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Again, AFC.
I'm excited.
AFC, maybe the teams are technically weaker, but it's just who are missing those superstar quarterbacks. It's going to be a fun playoffs. I have no idea who's coming out truly out of this playoffs. It is Josh Allen's year to make it, though. If he does not, he truly fumbled a glorious opportunity to finally make the Super Bowl without Burrow, without Lamar, without Mahomes.
Recent winners.
Exactly.
Yes. I totally agree with you on that. And that honestly wraps up my thoughts on that segment. But
me too. Yeah, we can move on to the next one.
For sure.
Do you want to take that one over?
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely take it over. We have Puka having to apologize right after doing an anti-Semitic hand gesture on Aiden Ross's stream. Did you see this by chance?
Truly, I'm doing the ringing right now. I'm doing the ring.
Do you want to clear some things up really quick?
Obviously, we are not anti-Semitic.
Of course.
Obviously, because I'm doing this just to troll a little bit.
Troll?
To troll the NFL for them being anti-Semitic. Truly, I'm kind of oblivious right now. I truly don't know how this. I don't know what that means. I don't know what wringing your hands means and how that can be viewed as anti-Semitic. So honestly, I saw the clip. I saw a clip happen. I didn't think too much of it. I just kind of kept scrolling. But now that the NFL has made Puka Nacua like apologize and made it such a big deal, made it a way bigger deal than it ever was.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, what is their motive? Like, what are they insinuating? What are they thinking? What is the NFL truly doing in this instance?
Right. And I feel like this is a very touchy subject. Like we said, right off the rip, we are not wanting to offend anyone. We are one love, love for all, peace everywhere. But yeah, just to get off the rip, we do apologize if we do offend anyone. But in my opinion, I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like NFL's kind of making a stand on, certain streamers, especially Aiden Ross, who is known to be, kind of on the, I don't even know how to say it.
Jewish?
No, he is Jewish.
He is Jewish.
Kind of on the canceled side, I guess you could say.
Because he's Jewish?
And I'm not going to say canceling's, a good thing, but for certain scenarios, some things, are hate speech at the end of the day. And he is Jewish, but I believe he does, team up with certain, certain figures like...
Oh, okay. No, I get what
I believe he, hangs out with, figures like Nick Fuentes, things like that. People who are known, you know who that is, right?
Hey, we're not going to dive. We're not going to delve too much into it.
We don't have to dive too much into it. But that's what I'm trying to say. I think this is a scenario where NFL is kind of making a stand. Yeah, Puka, you're on Aiden Ross's stream. You're doing a gesture that you don't know, right? You don't know what the gesture is, but you're doing a gesture that's, this
Can be
streamer.
seen.
Yeah, exactly. This streamer, kind of is known for, trolling, doing these crazy things like this hate speech. You know what I mean? And I think this is their stand. Do I completely agree with it? I feel like it's kind of insane. They made him, apologize that quick. Pretty crazy to me. But yeah, I think they're just trying to make sure that there's no hate. Like our pod, one love. They're making sure that message spread out to the whole world. But
yeah, no, we're all one love here. But they did truly make Puka Nacua have his own
crazy
apology,
situation.
his own apology segment in a way.
Yeah.
Honestly, but
Truly,
I think they took it way too far in my opinion. Like truly, at the end of the day, that's my own stance on that. I didn't see too much wrong with it.
Okay.
But we can move on from that. Very touchy subject for a lot of people.
It is a very touchy subject.
It's one of the biggest things going on in the NFL right now. So we had to get it to y'all.
No doubt.
We
no
had
doubt about
to.
that.
But speaking about Puka Nacua, his brother, something that's maybe not so controversial. I think we can both take a stand against this,
Definitely
honestly.
talk about that.
Arrested for alleged SUV theft. Taking a Lakers player's SUV without consent. Now, that is not good. That is not controversial. That is pretty black and white. You probably shouldn't be doing that, in my opinion.
Okay, you definitely shouldn't be, committing GTA.
Theft, yeah.
But I'm actually about to look up the Lakers player. It was some random. I don't even recognize him. I didn't recognize. He's on the Lakers at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah,
but
truly.
I don't know what his name was, but it's quite crazy. What is his name? Samson Nacua?
Yeah, Samson Nacua.
I believe. What team is he on? Do you know what team he's
he's
in?
in the XFL.
Yeah.
I don't know what team's in
Birmingham.
the XFL.
I don't know exactly
Birmingham.
either. I'm gonna look up what Lakers player got his whip was stolen.
Yeah, truly. But no,
We could talk about
but just crazy things going on in the Nacua family at the moment.
sure.
Anti-Semitism allegedly, theft. Were you able to find what player?
Yes, his name is Adu Thiro, a forward for the Lakers.
There we go. What a beast! Don't.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know what he has against this. Maybe he'll come out. Maybe there's more to the story. Honestly,
Truly.
we never know. But at the end of the day, at face value, don't be stealing people's Whippington. At
Not
the
for
end
sure.
of the day.
Quick thing though, Puka is balling out though. He just had a 225-yard receiving game and 2 touchdowns. For the Thursday. I already know we shouted out the fantasy points. But he did take a fat L though. That was
I'm
a
about to
crazy
say,
game. Did you watch
however, look, so he's balling out.
Right.
He came back after all the controversy.
Yeah.
He came back after all the controversy. He's been saying crazy things on stream. He called out the refs by saying they're trying to get clout by making some of these calls. I think he said it again. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
right
he
after
the DM.
Yeah.
Not the DM, the poster.
the post. Yeah, he's been calling out the refs. He's been just drawing a lot of negative attention.
It's crazy.
Truly. So at the end of the day, yeah, he's balling out, but they're losing. So to be causing this attention while losing your game,
Right.
it's not a great look, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you. AB situation, Antonio Brown. If y'all don't know, crazy situation with him. We don't have to dive into that. But I feel like, yes, Puka Nacua is drawing tons of attention. But this attention, it doesn't really matter when you're dropping 225 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. That is not your fault. That is not the offense's fault, in my opinion. They kind of got screwed with some calls, some controversial calls. I don't know if you saw the 2-point conversion.
Yep. Oh man, that was the craziest two-point conversion.
Craziest
of all
two-point
time. For those that don't know, it was a 2-point conversion. It was ruled incomplete pass
Yep.
at first, but they determined it was a backwards pass that bounced off a player into the end zone and was recovered by the offense.
Yes.
A lot of word
Crazy.
jumble. If you don't
Crazy.
know what it means,
Yes.
just go look it up. It is quite literally the craziest
Right.
3-point conversion of all time.
And honestly, the rule is there, right? Backwards pass. If you if you determine a backwards pass, then okay, I get that. But from what I heard, a whistle was whistled, and that kind of signifies a dead play. Yes, always it's always said. What is it saying about just always being kind of just I guess on
Play
top
to
of
the
things.
whistle
Yes, play to the
goes.
whistle dies or something like that. Zach Charbonnet, I believe, was a player who ran over after the whistle, grabbed the ball, which determined that they had the
Possession,
score,
yeah.
which is crazy. That's crazy to me. And I feel like they kind of got screwed. So to say all the attention's on Puka, his attention, him being a crazy, doing all these crazy things, is their fault? Is his fault? It's kind of crazy to say.
I mean, at the end of the day, they just didn't win. In my
Right,
opinion.
yeah, of course.
If he's doing all this and they're winning, it's a different story. Obviously, those games don't completely fall on him, but it's just not a good look for him. Just
Okay.
stay quiet, kind of play a role.
Little
At the end of the day-
little juju dance situation.
Not doing a little too much,
Okay,
and
okay.
you get what's coming to you at the end of the day. You leave the door open to get trolled. You leave the door for a lot of stuff to go on. So just
Nah,
at the
for
end of the day, put your nose down, play football.
Okay.
It's kind of
That's a take.
It's kind of rude to say, but at the end of the day,
That's a take.
doing too much, and you end up losing. But we
a
can
take.
wrap up the final segment. We want to talk a little bit about Tua Tagovailoa. We can make it quick
Yeah.
because we are running a little long here. But
Not for sure. We can make
you
this
can-
really quick.
yeah, you can read this out. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I wrote this really quick. Steelers making Tua Tagovailoa see ghosts. He is now benched in the emergency QB. Oh my goodness, what is going on?
Click OK.
Bet that. But yeah, we talked about this earlier. Quinn Ewers taking over spot. He's now the emergency QB, meaning he is a third string quarterback right now. Who was the second one?
Oh, Zach Wilson, the
Holy
backup
moly.
quarterback now. He's behind Zach Wilson
Holy
and
moly.
Quinn Ewers. There's nothing left.
There's really nothing left.
There's
of
nothing
that.
left.
But any teams looking for Tua? Do you maybe
None. I literally tried to run the scenario. So the reason Mike McDaniels went out there and said it's best for all parties. He thinks Quinn Ewers gives him the best opportunity to win,
Right.
which I love hearing personally. He said for Tua, it's the best opportunity for him, so you can think maybe they're going to release him. They don't want him to get injured, or
Yeah.
they're trying to salvage a little bit of trade value to trade him away. But truly, in my mental, I cannot think of any team that would want Tua. Not only because he's bad, but because of that massive contract he
Okay.
has. I try to think, what are some teams that don't have good quarterbacks?
Ravens.
Maybe the Raiders.
Okay, Ravens.
Maybe the Raiders. However, they just signed maybe the other worst quarterback in the league, Geno Smith,
Right.
to I believe a 3 or 4 year deal himself. So not like they have money to spend on a quarterback. They already spent it on another horrible
Yeah.
quarterback. And besides that, I can't.
There's no upside. There's no upside. Truly, go get your quarterback in the draft. Tua
I
really,
really
he
think-
might be a backup quarterback for the rest of his career.
I think they're gonna have to release him at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
no
I mean,
doubt. Yeah.
you have to cut your losses. You can't just be cycling with Tua year after year, setting yourself back. Like he said, go get yourself a new quarterback.
Right.
At the end of the day, he's not.
Who
the
knows
answer.
though? Who knows though? We've seen the resurgence of backup quarterbacks.
Truly.
We talked about this earlier in the pod a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Probably one of our first pods.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. Who else?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Quarterbacks like that having the revival. Who knows? Maybe in a couple years we'll see Tua getting a little revival.
But-
somewhere else.
Not with the Dolphins right now.
No,
it's just
no
it's
doubt.
just not
Yeah.
working, and I think they got to cut their losses at this
sure.
point
Yep.
and just move
He
on.
needs
But,
a new scene.
but pretty much that's all I have for that. Anything you want to do with that?
No, I'm done with that. Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, and let's cut a break. And we're back. All right, BG Nation. It is time for our favorite segment, the fan section. You know what? The fans actually showed out this week a lot more than the previous weeks. And you know what? I want to give a little special shout out to the women, honestly, personally.
Sure.
Because our viewership on YouTube is actually 99% male. Honestly, not surprised.
1% women. That's
1%
That's
women.
crazy.
But you know what, guys? Y'all are 99% of our viewership, but the women really showed out truly for
True.
the fan section. So we'll go one by one, and you know what? Some heavy hitters.
Some
I'll-
good. There are actually some good takes.
For once.
Yeah.
Honestly, for once, there's some pretty crazy comments. I was expecting the normal, like, who would win in a death fight,
Yeah.
stuff like that, am I chopped? Those type of questions. I mean, there are some here, truly, still, but a lot
We'll
of
get
these
into
are
'em.
hard-hitting questions. But let's get
Yeah.
started off. We got Adriana Palacios with a hard-hitting question starting us off. A little outdated. While Ole Miss is still favored, what's y'all's confidence in Golding's first game? The game already ended today. Unfortunately, we were supposed to hit this yesterday, but honestly, at the end of the day, I was still very confident
Yeah,
in Ole
full
Miss
confidence.
winning. I mean, Tulane's Tulane at the end of the day. They earned their spot, I guess.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss, just the talent across the board is way better. It'd be honestly insane for them to lose that game.
Yeah, I'd
now,
agree.
going forward against other high-level competition, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, he was a successful coordinator for the Crimson Tide.
Okay.
He has pedigree. He'll do fine. Ole Miss is a good roster. If they can end up stringing together a win, though, if they can win one more game in the playoffs, truly, I might start believing. But as for now, I think he did his job beating Tulane. That's what I expected. I don't expect much more past that.
No, for sure. I totally agree with you. I had them blowing out Tulane, and the other one was it JMU.
JMU.
Absolute blowouts. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, and then next up we got Gianna. Gianna, how did you feel about Tuesday's game? That was the game. She's talking about the next game with the Spurs.
Yep.
Tuesday's game. I think we kind of spoke on it already a little bit whenever we spoke about football.
Yeah.
Basketball. Honestly, disappointed in the Spurs. As personally, as a Spurs fan, I expected them to come out a lot stronger, a lot more motivated, hustling a lot more. They didn't. But still proud of our boys for making it that far. But a little bit disappointed. That's how I feel about Tuesday's game.
Yeah, I was honestly very heartbroken. I can't lie. I was watching the game. Spurs were dominating. It was like, what was it, 92-81, something like that. I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to start taking over. They gave up the lead, started giving offensive rebounds. Jordan Clarkson started hitting threes. That got me teed up. Yes, Jordan Clarkson back-to-back threes off of offensive rebounds. Horrible. And honestly, I was very mad at first, but then I realized, you know what? Spurs haven't been in the playoffs in about, 6 years, you said?
Yep.
I was like, hey, you know what? They're 20-7 right now. They're looking good. They're probably going to go to the playoffs, hopefully. And, contend. I think they're going to contend. I have them win the championship. But, yeah, I'm happy about that. Unfortunate loss, but, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say one more thing. But, yeah, truly disappointed. But, yeah, shout out Gianna.
Sure.
Another fellow Spurs fan. She truly does know ball.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got Yaneli.
Yes, shout out my girlfriend. Yeah.
Shout out. But she's writing this on the behalf of another one of her friends. So I guess also shout out Taylor. Taylor,
shout out Taylor.
I'm not familiar with your game. You're not.
I believe she goes to OU. Yeah.
Truly. But at the end of the day, I don't know why you're not following and not commenting yourself. So, I mean,
crazy.
Get on it. Truly, I don't know why you're not commenting for yourself. So follow us. Shoot us a follow. But yeah, Taylor says, what do you think about conference championships getting a guaranteed in playoffs? Another good question, truly.
Pretty solid question.
You want me to take this over on this one?
Honestly, we kind of already had our takes on this. You could take it over, but my opinion on this, Tulane, JMU, I want to see the most competitive matchups. I wish a Texas, I wish a Notre Dame were in place for them. But I also kind of root for them. I like having, them give it a chance. But at the end of the day, I do want to see the most competitive matchup. And yeah, you can.
Truly, no, we're looking for the most competitive matchup. At the end of the day, we want to see these teams like JMU and Tulane still have a chance at least to play for a championship. If they've truly earned it. If they've truly earned it and can compete with these teams. But unfortunately, as we saw today, they cannot. I would rather have seen Texas play Ole Miss and Notre Dame play Oregon. Those have been banger games going on today. But as for how it's going right now, the committee just doesn't allow it with how the rules are, how playoff spots work. And you know what? Honestly, a little disappointing. They got to fix it up, in my opinion. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you earned it, you earned it.
Of course.
And under these rules, they technically did earn it.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to be a little bit stricter where you don't have a JMU facing Oregon. It was just absolutely
And I feel like a lot of fans kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you as well. I feel like, just like I said earlier, and I feel like in, the near future, we're going to see some changes into the playoff format.
Definitely.
And I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like always, changing things up, hearing the fans, taking into their thoughts is, that's good to hear as a fan. And yeah, honestly, I'm hoping to see a little change as well.
Slight. I think they will. Last year, they already changed the top 4 conference winners were the top 4 seeds. They already changed that. It was just if you're top 4, you're in the top 4, not based on conference champions. So they're already making changes. I believe this one will be one they change as well pretty soon. But moving on to Diego Tamez. Diego Dose. Everyone calls him Dose, actually.
Shout out Dose.
Yeah, shout out Dose. New Texas defensive coordinator. How will this affect future hires? Do we need a new OC? And then just at the end, transfer portal. So I'm trying to break this down one by one. I feel like I'm more tapped in with Texas. So
I want to hear it,
So I'll break it down just a little bit. Pete K was our defensive coordinator, and he turned around a horrid Texas defense. Historically, over the past decade, they've been horrible. However, in the recent years, they've been one of the top defenses in the nation. But I guess Steve Sarkisian saw that maybe it just wasn't cutting it anymore.
Yeah.
Personally, I was very surprised. I'm a big fan of PK, in my opinion. I think he grabs a lot of recruits in. He develops these players. He's developed players like Vita Vea at Washington.
Wow.
Vita Vea at Washington. I'm trying to think. He had another cornerback that was pretty well from Washington. I believe Marcus Peters And then now on the Texas Longhorns, sending a lot of D linemen like Alfred Collins, Devondre Sweat, Byron Murphy. You got players like Jahdae Barron. He develops players. He truly sends people to the NFL, whereas Texas wasn't doing that recently. So to see that departure is a little shocking. Yeah. They brought in Will Muschamp. He is familiar as our old DC, so he brings an intensity. He brings a lot more of a pressure defense, whereas PK kind of has a more bend, don't break zone defense. So I think maybe Steve Sarkisian just thought we need a change. And truly, the last year we did let up a lot of big plays in the air. Yeah. So I thought maybe the passing game coordinator would get fired, but PK was fired along with the passing game coordinator. We'll see how it turns out.
No, honestly, I mostly kind of just hearing where these coaches previously coached at. My thoughts on this is kind of crazy. This kind of throws it back to what you said about Steve Sarkisian having these coordinators to actually help him in the game. I feel like getting another defensive coordinator, maybe someone new, maybe someone to spark up something in the defense. Even though, like, now I'm hearing you say how he does send, these high-level recruits to the NFL. Big names you mentioned. I totally agree with that. And now that you say that, it's like crazy. It's like, wow, I mean, they let go of someone who really develops these players. That's great to have as an organization. And yeah, I mean, what's Texas doing with that?
I was shocked, but I already talked to Dokes about this a little bit. I let him know. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys in charge of the Texas Longhorns, they get paid millions of dollars for this. So maybe they know something I don't. They probably know a lot that I don't truly. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think Will Muschamp is a bad hire at all.
Little Sherrone Moore?
No.
No? Okay. My fault.
Do we need a new OC? The next part of the question. Truly, yes. I mean, quick answer, yes. It kind of gets these moving along. I've been saying we need a new OC. I was shocked that we got a defensive coordinator, not an offensive coordinator. That kind of made me a little mad, but I'm hoping to see that we'll get an offensive coordinator here coming up.
For sure. I definitely want to see that too. I want to see your take go into fruition where, Steve Sarkisian, oh my gosh, has someone to lean back on, someone like a high-level OC. Any familiar names, I don't really know, but for someone to really help him with that aspect of the game, I really want to see it in an actual, full season. But
truly. And then the last part of his question, not really a question, just says transfer portal. A lot going on with the transfer portal. I don't know if he's talking about just Texas. As for Texas, truly, I don't have an answer for that right now. I'm not kind of tapped in with that. I'm just trying to follow along with the end of the season.
Transfer portal.
As for transfer portal with all the college football, there's some big names out there, college quarterbacks. Dylan Raiola out of Nebraska, DJ Lagway out of Florida. There's some big names out there. So
Ryan Williams or what?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people are interested in transfer portal. As for Texas, CJ Baxter entered the transfer portal. So it's about to kick off. Truly, when college football is kind of ending as in terms of games, that's when it'll start kicking off, and we can talk about that a little more.
For sure.
I'm not totally tapped in. But yeah, moving on. Matthew Rodriguez.
Matt.
Shout out the troops.
Yeah,
truly.
Shout out Matt, for sure.
And he asked, does it clap?
I don't exactly know what it means by does it clap, but actually, wait. I think Jawain's claps, mine doesn't.
I think so.
If I think of what he's talking about.
Truly, I do think so. Okay.
If I know, okay.
Mine claps, yours doesn't?
I believe so, yeah.
Wait.
If I think I know what he's talking about.
Wait.
What is he talking about? I'm kind of confused now.
I'm kind of confused. We might have to come back to that one in the future. We might
definitely gonna have to ask Matt, maybe a little Xbox party about that.
Actually, I don't know if mine claps. I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know. Yeah, now we're now on the same page. We're not on the same. Nah, look, I don't even know if I heard that. Producer kind of doing too much.
All right, doing too much. All right, we're moving on from there. We might have to come back to that one in the next episode. See what we're talking about. But all right, we got Bert. Mr. POS.
Mr. POS.
Mr. POS, truly.
He might like this, bro. He might like being Mr. POS. Villain arc.
Villain arc, truly. Bert is a villain. You know, he's villainizing me right now. He asks, why is Lamar Jackson so mid? He's not mid. He is a 2-time MVP. You know what? He's dealing with lingering injury. Yeah. The Bears just recovered an onside kick. It's looking good.
Crazy.
There we go.
That is crazy.
But look, he's not mid. Obviously, he's one of the most talented players in the NFL. Right. He's trolling right here. He's trying to rage bait.
I don't think he's necessarily trying to rage bait.
He's playing mid this year, truly.
Yes.
He's playing mid.
And he does play mid in key scenarios. He's an MVP, yes. But when you have multiple MVPs and you can't you can't win a game, you can't, show a little fight with your team. You have Derrick Henry, top rusher in the league. But you have a top defense in the league, but you can't do it. You can't do it. And your legacy is going to get tainted. You're going to get questions like this. And I think these questions are called for. They're not uncalled for.
All right. Well, you gave your take there.
Yeah.
My take is
W. Burt.
I don't think he's mid. freaking Mr. POS, in my opinion. But
It is what it is.
moving on, we got a double take right here from Larissa. She starts off with bring Brandon on the pod, and I think you said he's in China, actually. Currently?
No, okay, look. I did not say that he was in China. I think you misheard me.
No.
You may have misheard me.
No. You said he's in China. I said dead ass.
Okay.
You said legit, like he's in China right now.
Look,
Oh,
I apologize. I apologize if you misheard me.
joke gone wrong.
No, I apologize if you misheard me. I did not say China. I said that he was back in his hometown. That's all I said. I swear. I don't know where his hometown is. No. I swear. I believe he's from Houston, but he also goes to Del Rio sometimes. He is a Del Rio native. You're in there. For real.
What? Really?
Yes. I was so surprised
No
by that.
way.
Yes, I'm being for real. He plays with Gerald and Coach Smith and his friends.
Gerald.
I
But
don't know if you knew about that.
shout out Gerald. But
Shout out Coach Smith.
okay, we can leave it there. I swear you said
he
he's in
hoops
China.
with them. I'm being for
You
real.
said he went back to his homeland. You said China.
No,
and I'm
no.
dead serious about that.
That's what
Joke
I'm trying
gone
to say.
wrong.
I apologize if you misheard me. Okay? I'm sorry if you misheard me. But I did not say that.
All right.
But yeah, shout out Brandon. We do want to, eventually get him on the pod. Hopefully. Hopefully. I know Joanne Lochi doesn't want Brandon on the pod. What do you think about that?
I never said that. Definitely.
Yeah.
I've been defending Brandon. I've been saying don't be mean to Brandon. He is an FTP.
All love for exactly.
One love.
All love for Brandon. I love Brandon. He gives me great takes. I know there's a 2 parts of this.
Okay, but yeah, I'd love to have Brandon on
Sure.
one day. We haven't had our first guest yet.
Sure.
It's gonna be we've had a lot of requests for guests, so one day we got to see who our first guest is gonna be. But as for now, we're still trying to get our craft down. So one day maybe. And then Larissa says, "Shout out Lottie Too Cool." Who's Lottie Too Cool? Was that her?
I think so.
That's-
Pretty. I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Lottie Too Cool. Oh yep. Personal shout out for me. Shout out Lottie personally.
Sure. That'd be
That's it.
shout out.
That'd be shout out. Shout out Lottie. All right, that is pretty much all we got for the fan section. Very good fan section. See, I love it. Isn't
That
it
was a
more-
great fan
Is it not more fun when we got
It's my
people
favorite. It's my favorite segment. I
Truly.
love whenever people engage with us and
begging?
You said what?
I'm begging.
Begging, yeah, begging.
More.
Yeah,
Whoa.
but no, for sure. I definitely agree with Joanne in that. Begging a little too much, but
I'm a
we
beggar.
can get into a little boxing.
Slight,
Little
quick,
boxing. Quick
Oh.
little boxing segment.
boxing.
Bo-
But last night we were watching it during the pod.
was.
I mean, it's already over with now. But Jake Paul mauled by Anthony Joshua, and we spoke about it. I spoke about it. I said it would happen if it's not a fixed fight. It would truly happen. People were kind of giving Anthony Joshua a little flack on the post day, just saying, "Why did it take you 6 rounds to do it?" Me personally, I think it's because I think that Jake Paul was running around a lot. He was hugging a lot. He was falling to the ground a lot. It's kind of hard to knock someone out and really get clean shots when they're kind of trying to duck you,
Yeah.
falling to the ground and hugging. So he broke him down systematically. Obviously, I think it could have been done quicker from a world champion like Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he broke his jaw in 2 different
Crazy.
places.
It's crazy.
So at the end of the day, he put him down. People were happy about it. Personally,
Right.
I'm never going to be happy about someone getting hurt like that.
Yeah.
I've spoken about Jake Paul. I've given my opinions about him. But personally, I respect the fact that he's doing this. He's getting a lot of eyes out on boxing. He's inspiring truly probably a new generation of young kids to get into boxing. And at the end of the day, people have talked bad about him since the beginning. He started fighting Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
And then he said, you don't fight real fighters. So he started fighting retired fighters like Ben Askren,
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley. People said, you're not fighting boxers, you're fighting MMA fighters. So then he started fighting actual boxers like a Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Then people said, you're fighting boxers that are way out of their prime.
Yeah.
And then he just stepped in with a 2-time world champion, Anthony Joshua, who maybe not in his prime,
Yeah.
but still pretty primed up.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, every time people are saying things to Jake Paul, he's proving them wrong. Obviously, he did not get the win. He got mauled like we
Yeah.
have here. But at the end of the day, I'm not celebrating anyone getting hurt in that way.
No, for sure.
You're putting your life on the line when you're in the boxing
Yeah.
ring. So he's doing it. We're here sitting on the couch watching him, giving him our money at the end of the day. I'm kind of glazing at this point, but
No, for sure.
he's doing the thing. He's doing exactly what he said he would do from the beginning, and I'm giving major respect. And I mean, Anthony Joshua took care of business. He broke.
No, for sure,
He broke his mouth. Truly.
Honestly,
Pause.
and yeah.
Pause.
Shout out Jake Paul though. I totally agree with you. Mad respect for Jake Paul. For the take that you said that a lot of people are kind of like disappointed, or a fair amount of people are disappointed that Anthony Joshua didn't knock this guy out in the first round, second round, third round. It's kind of crazy to me. I think he was kind of playing it safe. He like you said, he was falling, not being able to get any clean shots on him, just walking him down basically the whole fight. Double jaw break, 2 titanium plates in his mouth. He already got surgery. I believe he said it's like fixed, but healing obviously. Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, we're sorry, Pod. We're
We're
kind of locked in. 4th and 4. Is the
Oh.
game on the line? Oh, no shot. No.
Oh no! He caught
Did
it.
he get it?
He caught it. He caught it.
Touchdown. That's a live reaction. Oh, my
That was
God. You
close.
go for 2?
Ooh, that's a-
Do you go for 2? Oh,
He's sliding. Yeah, we gotta actually one of those shuffles. We gotta make sure you do that one day. I'll try it too.
All right. Let's get back to it. Sorry. That was truly unprofessional, but it's kind of a banger of game right here. Truly. All right. We're fans of the sport at the end of the day. That's why
Yeah.
we do this. But okay, moving on. College ball. We can talk a little bit about college ball. We had pick'ems lined up, but obviously all these games already ended. We're gonna have this game out before. I think we had. I don't think you got 2 feet down. Did we?
Wait, actually.
But look.
Yeah.
I personally, we can go through. I think we both picked Ole Miss and Oregon to win. I personally picked Bama to beat Oklahoma. You picked Oklahoma though. That's the one thing I did know. So technically,
I did pick Oklahoma.
Who would you pick here?
I most likely would have picked A&M.
Really?
I honestly would have picked A&M.
Okay,
Yeah.
I picked Miami because
You-
I hate
stop
A&M.
lying.
I did.
Okay,
'Cause
okay,
hate-
okay, I
'cause
understand that.
Off
Okay.
pure hate, I would never pick A&M.
Right, okay.
Truly, I would just never pick them.
Okay, I see
Even
that.
if they played JMU, I'd pick JMU. At the end of the day, truly, I hate them. that
True,
much.
okay.
But I think so. That means I went 4 for 4. You went 2 for 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't got anything to prove it, so we don't really count
I get
this
you.
one. But we can go one by one kind of quickly. Alabama, Oklahoma. Oklahoma gives up a 17-0 lead at
crazy.
home.
It's crazy.
To fall to 0-5 in the playoffs all time.
Right.
Personally, I'm grinning. I'm happy about this, and I expected it. I don't think Oklahoma's that great. I watched them play live against Texas.
Yeah.
John Mateer kind of folds under pressure. That defense ended up breaking to Alabama. Alabama's not a great team either. They've had their struggles, but
Yeah,
at the
it's
end of the
crazy.
day, Bama went in. They redeemed the last 2 losses to Oklahoma
Right.
and got the win at the end of the day. So Alabama win. Any thoughts on that one? I mean, it's just
Yeah,
crazy
honestly-
to give up a 17-0 lead in the playoffs. It's
Exactly.
crazy.
I was about to say, I was starstruck. We checked in the game, 17-0. I was like, okay, nice. My take's actually, coming to fruition. Like, nice. I had Oklahoma's defense, rattling Alabama. Cool. I was right. Check back on it. They sold the lead, 24 points, unanswered. Horrible. And I definitely missed on that one, for
Truly,
sure.
no. I mean, Oklahoma missed on that one to get to that
Oklahoma,
point.
exactly.
You have the win in front of you right there to move on to the next round. Come in with some
Yeah.
momentum, and that happened. That's just a horrible way to end the season. Another horrible way to end the season. Texas A&M losing a battle of the defenses. They lost 10-3. I hope you bet the under on that game. They lost 10-3,
Crazy.
only putting up 3 points against the Miami Hurricanes.
Crazy, man.
Marcel Reed. Again,
Steezies.
I'm grinning from ear to year. Again, another team I watched play Texas live this year.
Yeah.
I saw pretty much the exact same thing. Marcel Reed crumbling under pressure, throwing multiple interceptions, truly lose the game. He threw the game-losing interception. Wasn't able to move the ball that much. Kicking game was horrible. I believe they went 0 for 4.
Wow.
Yeah, 0 for 4. Oh, they didn't go 0 for 4, but they missed 4 total field goals in the game.
Crazy, man.
From both Miami and A&M combined. But yeah, Miami takes care of business.
Right.
You have Michael Irvin on all fours,
Yeah.
obviously on the side, going crazy. But it was a good game.
Is he clip farming?
Slight clip farm, but I respect the hustle, truly.
for sure.
Generational hate watch, truly.
Honestly, yeah, and that's crazy that Miami. Imagine they were left out of the playoffs.
Really?
Crazy.
My thoughts exactly. I was thinking the whole time, like, man, if Miami's gonna win, if Miami's gonna go into the playoffs after all this talk about Notre Dame, Miami,
Yeah.
they better at least win their game after all this talk, and they did. So they backed it up. They proved that they belonged there.
Yeah.
and they got the thing done.
Yeah,
and then
man. Rip A&M.
rip A&M. Anyways, but final 2 games, we didn't really peek them too much. We knew they weren't going to be great
Blowouts.
games. Tulane and Ole Miss. Ole Miss got the win. Kind of notable. Nothing crazy to talk about there. JMU, Oregon. Oregon blew them out.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's over technically yet, but they blew them out. And yeah, pretty much it. We're going to be wrapping it up. We got a couple more things. Do you want to do the bowl name game, or do you want to save it for next week? We can do next week.
I'm down to do it next week because that's whenever they're occurring, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Bowl-
there's still good ones going on, but I don't think you're tapped into college football enough to really.
I'm down to do it next week.
Okay,
I'm
we
down.
can do that. We can do that. We can do the bowl name game next week. So tune in next week for that.
Sure.
But your final one, you wrote this one here. I mean,
I
kind of.
just wanted to. Okay, I saw it and it was just kind of interesting to see. I kind of, didn't do too much research on it. I know you might, have some thoughts on it as well. But we got former UT running back. What was that?
Fozzie Whitaker.
Fozzie Whitaker plays Mother Ginger in Austin's ballet, The Nutcracker. Thoughts?
I love it. I
You
love
love
it. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes out as a big woman with a big dress,
Right.
and children run out of his dress. Well,
Is that truly what
Well,
happens? Is it truly what happens?
that is truly what happens.
That's
he's-
interesting.
Saying it out loud is a little weird in my opinion. But
Right.
at the end of the day, I mean, saying the whole Nutcracker out loud might be a little weird. But
True.
Fozzie Whitaker, former NFL player, former Longhorn in the Austin Austin Ballet.
Right.
I mean, it's getting back to community. At the end of the day, if you're a fan of the audience and you know Falsey Whitaker,
Yeah.
you're gonna enjoy seeing it. It's for the fans. It's truly FTP for the people. At the end of the day,
No, right,
Getting
right.
back to the Austin
But do you
community.
think you should be, wearing a dress, going against your own morals? We're not saying wearing a dress is like. Actually, I think we are saying that.
I'm not.
You're not saying that.
I'm not saying that.
So as a male, you believe wearing a dress is okay in some circumstances.
Look, if you want to wear a dress, go ahead and wear a dress. I don't have anything bad to say about it. Do your own thing. Truly, one love. You can do whatever
Sure,
you want
okay.
at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm wearing a jersey like every day and I'm not washing it.
Right.
So I'm not wearing a dress. But if you want to wear a dress, go ahead and do it. Whatever. I mean,
Okay, look.
at the end of the day, it's all
I'm
you.
personally not going to dive into this too deep because we probably
Give your opinion.
I already,
Spill
gave,
it.
I already gave my opinion on this.
Truly.
We already gave my opinion on this. Russell Westbrook wearing dresses. Fozzie Whitaker. This is a different scenario. Russell Westbrook was kind of doing it out of just his own, drip.
Young Thug.
Young Thug.
Young Thug.
Young Thug. And honestly, this plays into, our community and our children, our future children. You get what I mean? And you can't even lie because, they're going to be watching this and saying, maybe, wearing a but he goes on me. Maybe wearing a dress isn't, necessarily, what you're supposed to do, bro. Thoughts on that?
I think you're the too DTM. Doing
That's what I'm
too
trying to
much.
say. We're going too into it. No, that's what I'm trying to say. We're going too into it.
Into deep.
That's
at
what
this
I
point.
told
We're
you. I
in too
told you,
deep at
bro.
this
I told
point.
you.
Honestly, my opinion, I think it was fun. I enjoyed seeing Falsey
Exactly.
Whitaker.
No. In this scenario, though, it's different.
Truly, I enjoyed seeing Falsey Whitaker coming out as a big woman with children running out of his dress. It's good for the community, in my opinion.
I'm sure many people in Austin enjoyed it, bro.
I enjoyed
I'm sure many people in Austin enjoyed it.
We Austinites, we love that. But at the
People
end
in
of the day,
Austin love that
we
stuff.
truly love that. But I'm gonna leave it there. Truly,
Oh, yeah,
you
for
wanna?
sure.
Do you wanna?
No, I'm done with that as well. Yeah,
thank God.
I'm just trying to think of the. Let's see right here.
That's it. Are you? Yeah, we got the word still. I'm trying to think if we have anything else besides that.
Trying
But
to
yeah,
think.
again, I'll give a quick little wrap up. Apologies. This one's going to be probably a little late. Probably coming out on Sunday because we're about to go feast truly right now. Apology for pissing myself on Cam and having to change out.
W apology.
Apology. But yeah, back home in the crib. That's pretty much it. And Brandon and Matt. I almost forgot about y'all. I'm not forgetting about y'all. Brandon and Matt.
Yes.
Let us know. Let us know if you are down. We're mega down to have this event. Matt, get your redemption. Evil, Mr. POS, Brandon. You got to back up your talk at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you got to back up your talk. So you
Bert
got to let
is
us know.
currently in his villain arc.
Truly.
I want to see Matt redemption. I want to see his redemption arc. I want to see him get back on court, sauce up Bert, and have this all be live streamed by BG Nation.
Truly. So
but
let
yeah.
us know. Let us know. And we got the word of the week.
Word of the week. Should I say it?
You
Shall
got
I
it.
say it? Word of the week for week 8 is goy slop. Yes, goy slop. We eat a lot of goy slop around here. We actually eat goy slop to fuel us before the pod.
Do you want to tell them what that is, or you want to just leave it at that?
If they want to, do their own research about it, yeah,
Okay.
of course. But we eat a lot of goy slop to fuel us. I know producer G does.
We all eat Go Schlob.
Voice swap me.
You have to look at it for yourself, man.
If you know, you know.
For sure. If you know, you know, truly. But yeah,
Slop.
wraps up week 8.
Yeah.
Quick little week.
Freaking another episode of Dang Murphy's Law. Truly, again.
Murphy's Law strikes back. Some camera issues.
Truly.
What else we fought in? Some
Stomach
camera
issues,
some
hunger
stomach
issues, like world hunger
piss
type
issues.
Truly, everything that could come at us came at us. But we got it out for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed.
Sure.
And see y'all next week.
For sure.